the NHL is looking quite interesting. On Tuesday, the Hurricanes and Oilers both upset their respective opponents, the Capitals and the Golden Knights, while last night the Stars upset the Jets, and the Toronto Maple Leafs go up 2-0 on the defending champs. So we have a we got the actual playoff bracket up. You got the two games already done already in Toronto, so now they head back to Florida, and then you got the Carolina Panthers, not the Carolina Panthers. Ugh, Jesus, the Carolina Hurricanes. The Carolina Hurricanes upset Ovechkin, the Great Eight, in Washington. So it's actually pretty cool to see. But my Winnipeg Jets that I picked to win the championship are now 1-0 to Dallas, and you have right there Edmonton up on Vegas. I will say that Rantanen had another hat trick in back-to-back games. He had it in. All three of his goals came into the second period. They didn't between that game, the Dallas Stars and the Winnipeg Jets. There was no scoring in the first period or the third period. It all came in the second. So it's like their offense can really turn up quickly.
We were talking about back a couple weeks ago when we first made our predictions, and my teams are still alive. They're still in Winnipeg and the Caps, but I must say that this Stars team, they're expected to get Miro Heiskanen and Jason Robertson back at some point during the season. Robertson had 35 goals during the season. Heiskanen is their best defenseman, arguably. Mikko Rantanen is also just an insane hockey player. And this is a team that's going to give Winnipeg trouble. We saw St. Louis nearly take them out. It took a miracle run in Game 7 for Winnipeg to somehow sneak out a win against the true 8th seed in the Western Conference. They're vulnerable. They're very vulnerable.
Yep.
Connor Hellebuyck played terrible hockey.
Horrible.
As their goalie in that series. He was terrible. Getting pulled 3 straight games in a row. You were considered one of the best goalies in professional hockey just a couple months ago, and then you turn into a replacement level player in a time that you need to be at your best, right? This Winnipeg Jets team is most definitely vulnerable, and the Stars, I think the Stars could get past them, and I think the Stars could probably get past either Vegas or Edmonton, whoever comes out of that bottom part.
Well, he got a point. I mean, the Dallas Stars are the hottest team right now.
They're hot.
I had Dallas winning, but I didn't have them going all the way. I don't think they can beat EDM. I don't think they can. I'll be honest.
I don't even know if EDM is going to make it past Vegas.
They just won, bro. There's a good chance they make it past. I think Dallas is going to probably win this series in like 5. Okay,
that would be an incredible Western Conference Finals, Edmonton versus Dallas, because McDavid hasn't scored a goal since Game 3 of the LA series, and that was an empty net. So really, he has 2 total goals in the playoffs, but really 1 in 5-on-5 regular formation with the goalie.
Right.
He hasn't even gotten going.
I was never a big believer in Winnipeg. I'll be honest with you. I was more of a Dallas Stars guy, and there's something about Edmonton that just makes me feel like they're gonna beat the Stars. You guys can say it better than I can, but I mean, from what I've watched, I just feel like Edmonton is just gonna be out the West. And then I did have faith in Florida, but that's not going very well for me right now. So unfortunate. But Carolina watched. I already had Carolina, but that Toronto team looks good. I don't know.
Toronto does look good, but I'm still hating.
You are hating, yeah. I told you they were going to win this series, bro.
They're still the Dallas Cowboys in the NHL.
Bro, the Dallas Cowboys haven't made an NFC championship in like 30 years.
Exactly. So
they're going to make an Eastern Conference Finals.
We'll see. They got to go win in Florida.
Yeah, okay, that's true. That's a tough
Florida's
task.
a problem at home.
I'll admit that.
If Florida wins 2 games, if Florida wins both their games at home, they're going to come back with a different level of energy in Toronto, and they're going to win 1 game in Toronto.
Brad Marchand supremacy, by the way. Brad Marchand is arguably the best player in that series. Austin Matthews is also terrific. They still have John Tavares, if I'm not mistaken, but he's slowly fizzled out ever since that trade from the Islanders. But I still like Florida. like you said, Jalen,
Yeah.
Toronto's the Dallas Cowboys of the NHL.
I had Florida winning.
Make it to the playoffs mentality will only take you so far.
I'm not jumping off the boat yet. Florida's probably my favorite team. Florida and Dallas are probably my favorite teams, but I think Florida has a little bit more for me. But I've watched both those games now, and I'm like, bro, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
We're not doing too good. So you're right, though. In Florida, they're an issue at home. So I will give you that for sure.
Which is surprising because you don't think hockey's that big in Florida, but they have three Stanley Cup champions in the last 6 years. So,
right.
Going back to Vegas, Edmonton, you got to remember Vegas figured them out 2 years ago when they won the Stanley Cup.
It's a different team, bro.
They beat him in 6. It's largely the same. Stuart Skinner is still there as their goalie.
But
Leon Draisaitl is still there. He had 52 goals this year, and Connor McDavid's Connor McDavid. But it's largely the same team, and it's largely the same Vegas team as well. You still have your core guys in Will Karlsson, Jack Eichel. I mean, it's a very similar matchup, and that was also in the second round, if I'm not mistaken. So this is it was either second round or Western Conference Finals. I forget which one. Based on the dates, it looks second round. It's largely the same teams going at it. They were able to figure them out. Vegas was the better team all season. I see Vegas taking them out. Edmonton was just there last year. Granted, they were just there last year, and McDavid won the Conn Smythe Trophy despite being on a losing team in the Stanley Cup Finals. Still won the Conn Smythe. But I like Vegas. I just like Vegas. They figured them out before. They'll figure them out again.
What separates them then? Because I think Edmonton, you just listed off why Edmonton should win.
I just listed off that they're the better team on paper, and they still lost to these guys a couple of years ago. The same team's going at it.
They're the better team.
They're the better team, and they lost. They're the better team, and they lost.
But they're winning now. They won one game.
It's 1-0. It's 1-0.
That's still a game, bro. That's still enough to show they're the better team. And you even know you just said it, bro. Edmonton. I don't know. I don't think Dallas can beat Edmonton. I'll be honest with you. I don't think so. I think they could beat Vegas, but I don't think they could beat Edmonton. That team's.
I think they could beat both. I think
right now, maybe. Right now, if they're playing right now, maybe. But next round, when they both get enough rest, or depending on the games, obviously, when they figure each other out a little bit after game one, it's going to be very difficult for both teams to win. But I still have Edmonton by a little bit.
It's going to be very interesting to see. I mean, I believe that Carolina is doing the unthinkable at this moment. It was so many people that had Ovechkin winning. It's absolutely insane. So I will say it'll be a very big hockey playoff as we come to it. As we come down to the stretch of playoffs, you got Hurricanes and Capitals tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern time, and then you got Oilers and Golden Knights tonight at 9.
I'm gonna want to watch that game. I'm gonna watch that game tonight, Nas, a little bit. I'm bowling a sweeper tonight, so I'll have it up on my phone. But I'm gonna watch that game tonight. And lest we forget, Mark Stone backpacked that team immediately to a 2-0 lead in the first period. Yep. And it took till all the way to the third period for Edmonton to tie back up and eventually take the lead. And then they had a garbage time goal on an empty net. Right?
It doesn't matter how you started. It matters how you end it.
It was a close game all game. The score does not tell the story. That was a close game.
Oh, it was.
All game.
But it matters how you end it. Who won?
Edmonton did win, but it's game one. It's game one. Edmonton did. What do you want me to say? You want me to tell you Vegas won? They didn't. They didn't win.
I'm excited for the game, man. I'm excited for the series. This is my favorite series so far because I think Toronto and Florida will be my favorite series. But
my favorite series so far was the Dallas Colorado series. That was a good series. That one everyone knew going into it that series could have gone either way. Easily could have gone either way. And then Dallas out of nowhere. I remember watching that game Saturday night, game 7, between the Stars and the Avalanche. And I'm watching that pub. You guys know pub.
Yeah.
Watching that game there. And hold on, let me find because I don't remember all the names. I'm not the biggest in hockey yet, but hold on. Come on, search bar, work for me here.
Jalen,
that was impressive to just at one point. I turned around and it was a little more than just turning around, turning back around. But Colorado up 2-0. I'm thinking they're going to run the table. Nathan McKinnon with that second goal right away to start the third period. I'm like, okay, yeah, this one's wrapped. And then I turn around and start talking to somebody, and Dallas is up 3-2. It was like, what the hell just happened? And then Rantanen finishing off the hat trick with that garbage time goal. And that was a fun game to watch. A lot of defense, especially in the first two periods. Only a 1-0 game through two. That game ends 4-2 in favor of the Stars. That was a great game to watch. And that series overall, going all the way to 7. We knew it was going to go to 7. That was a fun one.
They gotta start putting these games on TNT more, man. They put them on ESPN all the time. I need to. I like the TNT.
With the NBA leaving TNT,
I know
that opens the floor. That opens the floor for hockey to just that TNT's main thing is baseball and hockey now, which would be great because they run terrific broadcasts for both.
They do.
They really do, and they got good voices for both. Imagine hearing BA on hockey. Wouldn't that be sick?
Yeah, that'd be tough.
Brian Anderson calling hockey games, dude. Sign me up, please.
I need that.
He's got baseball with the Brewers, national TV with baseball. He's got college basketball, the occasional NBA game. If they imagine they'd keep like 1 or 2 games every once in a while on TNT if they could. Right. But BA calling hockey, oh man, that would be so fun.
Jalen, who's your what's your favorite series out of the 4 so far? We already said ours. I didn't hear yours.
It has to be Edmonton, Vegas. That's the best series so far. I mean,
my favorite, bro.
The Jets and the Stars could change that depending on how next game goes. But as of right now, hands down, it's obviously hands down the Oilers and the Golden Knights at this point.
I think the Carolina-Washington one is good, but it needs a little bit more pizzazz. I don't know. Some
many storylines for the Knights and so many storylines for the Golden Knights and the Oilers.
Yeah,
they played each other like quite a few times. So
it's just, man, Toronto, man, they 5-4 and then 4-3. I mean, it's such close games, but it's just like they're just better at finishing when it comes to against Florida, bro. Like you said, the score doesn't tell the whole story, but
does not.